Hey Taurus, I'm Lucy Ravenstone and welcome to my channel. I am just getting over COVID, so I'm really behind on schedule on getting these recordings out, so I'm keeping it nice and simple for this month. I'm just going to use my Archangel Michael cards and we're just going to see what's in store for us for July. So let me jump right in, Taurus. Let me see what's in store for you. I'm going to lay this out how I used to do my readings when I used to use these cards. So it's very different to how I've been doing them online at the moment. But yeah, going back to basics for July. I really struggled with COVID for a good few days there. Okay, them two are together. But yeah, I'm over on the other side. I still feel really chesty at the moment. So if I do get coughing, I do have my water here just in case. But hopefully we'll get through this perfectly fine. So let's begin. Okay, so firstly, it indicates that we are feeling a little bit vulnerable at the moment. I can totally do that for myself. Not just due to COVID, but also emotionally. Everything sort of going on in my life really does kind of resonate within this first card. So the first card is forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. So this card comes up when it's a time of being really vulnerable. Sorry, magic. Can you see a bird? So he's right next to the camera. The mic's here, okay, so you might not hear him. Good. My cat's just in the window meowing, like right next to the camera, and I was like, oh no, they're not going to hear me. Mic's here. Anyway, so it comes at a time of vulnerability. It kind of says, you know, you might be kind of blaming yourself for things at the moment, might be really kind of being kind of hard on yourself. And it comes to sort of say, you know, we're all doing the best that we can during this time. And it's good to see your own vulnerability within the things you're going through and see that your strengths as well. It's understanding that, you know, you're doing the very best that you can and to honour yourself during this time. My camera seems really blurry. I kind of thought this when I first loaded it. So I don't think you can actually see very clearly. I'll have to adjust that afterwards, but hopefully it works for us for this video. So I'm really drawn to the lamb. I feel like I kind of have this sense of kind of family, holding people close to you. And I feel like you feel like you need to do that, is trying to hold the people close to you that you do have in your life. And I can definitely resonate with that for myself. I do feel like there is somebody who's been sly here, which is affecting the situation, so this may apply to you also. But it feels like there's someone who you felt like you could rely on who is not as reliable as you realise, and I feel like this is coming to your attention and it's really knocking you out of sorts. So realise your vulnerability in this and understand where that's coming from. I do feel like understanding where these feelings are coming from can be really beneficial for us during this time, Taurus. But yeah, you do have support, and I do feel like I want to say support is within your angels, and I do feel like this is actually, you have people in your life who are your angels. I do feel like we have divine support guiding us during this time, and that support that we do need in that way, but I do feel like there are those little angels in your life who will help you get through this moment as well. The next card is reverse. So reverse cards with Archangel Michael is pay more attention. And this is a really great one to have. Go forward fearlessly. So this is kind of like, you know, you're feeling vulnerable, but push forward. This is your on the right path card. This is meant to happen in the sense of what you're going through right now. We need to find that fiercelessness within us and go forward with confidence. Just basically, you know, you have the power to move forward, and it's saying, you know, push through. Use that energy center, and I feel like there's something fueling us. And to me, I can indicate in my own life what it is, but to me because this seems like someone who you felt was close, is, you know, either backstabbing or just something is sly here. And I want you to use that to fuel your heart center, because that's really how this card is resonating for me. It's like, use that to push forward, to move forward and go forward fearlessly. The next card is also reversed. I'm going to read these two kind of together as well. You and your loved ones are safe. Now this card comes to sort of say if you're having worries around your children, around your family, anyone who you consider your loved ones, it says, you know, everything's okay, everything's going to be good. And I do feel like these two cards are here to say everything is going to be okay. This is a hard time for so many people. And this is indicating, you know, like we can get through this, you know. And I want us to notice like patterns that we go through in our life. Sometimes the things are so hard and we overcome them every time. I want you to really hold on to that kind of knowledge that you do overcome hardships. You have overcome hardships, and this is yet just another one of those moments. This again, along with that feeling, the you and your loved ones are safe, is a card which is saying, you know, you are divinely guided. You have that divine support there with you. It can also indicate that you have a spiritual loved one, a spirit loved one with you as well. That card comes up during that time. But I get have courage coming through with both of these cards. Have faith, that kind of feel with these. And again, that go forward fearlessly is a card of you're on the right path and to move forward. It's sort of, you know, it is saying don't allow this to stop you in your tracks. Go forward, move forward. Make a commitment. And this card is pointing back to the cards we've just had. So the arrow here, the hands are pointing backwards towards the cards that I have just read as I'm looking at these cards. Make a commitment is kind of like make a decision, come to a decision, kind of shoot that arrow in a direction is the way that I'm seeing this. I feel like in regards to this moving forward fearlessly, in the regards of having some kind of force, something to help push you forward, it kind of feels like using something as a driving force. It's, to me, this is saying, you know, make a commitment on that. I feel like for some time, Taurus, that we've been on the fence. I will apply my own life to this in order to kind of get this sense. For myself, I've been really indecisive. I don't know what I want. I don't know what's the right decision to make. And then some knowledge at the moment that I've just heard come in ahead of things being said about me in regards to someone that I thought was reliable and trustworthy. I realised that they are actually just manipulative and backstabbing. And the last 9 years of my life was a waste of my time in regards to feelings. So that sounds really bitter. But what I'm saying is this has now put a fueling me in a direction. Now I know what I don't want, and I don't want that. So this is me making a commitment to make those changes now. I feel like I am ready to commit to that decision to move forward. Hi, Bugs. Yeah, there's a cat. Sorry, I do have the kids at home. It's the school holidays, and obviously I am a single parent, so they are home. Next card. So yeah, that make a commitment is make a commitment to something. Use that to fuel you forward. And I definitely get the sense for us, for many of us Taurus, it's going to be the same as my scenario. Is finally something has dropped that's going to make you think, you know what? I do know where I'm going, and it's this way. You might not have all of the boxes ticked, because like I don't know where I'm going, but now I know where I'm not going, and now I know that the decisions I've made so far, which have been made for me, have been in the right direction, and I can feel committed in at least knowing that that was the right path to move forward. And I feel like that is what this is saying for us in July. For us Taurus, it's like many of us are going to come into this same kind of scenario, which is a really good force to push us forward. Positive thoughts create positive results. Now this card is a card of manifestation. It sort of comes to say to us, you know, realize that what's in our mind creates the reality on the outside. So we've been feeling vulnerable, so we've been creating this sort of reality of being that vulnerable being, attracting things to us that are perhaps not what we wanted. So this is the time to reassess those thought processes in order to make it the reality that we wish to desire to have. And I do feel like this is a really great time for us Taurus to be creating something for ourselves. That's what this year has been about, and it has come with many trials and tribulations. So this is us now checking in with ourselves to make sure that we are creating the life that we wish to create for ourselves. The next card is reversed, and it is the person you're asking about is trustworthy. Interesting. I do feel like this is of self. This has sort of come through. I want us to believe in ourselves. I feel like this is a time where we are actually discovering that we can rely on ourselves, that we can support ourselves if that's what we need, and to trust in that. For some of us, this could mean, I will read this differently. Oh, that one's broken, Bugs. I will read it as the card comes through differently for those this may apply to. Is if there's a person that comes to mind that you're unsure if they are trustworthy or not, this can mean that, yes, they're coming from a place of love. This card can also mean that even though people are acting out of sorts, that they're coming from a place of love. I know within my life at the moment, I don't want to believe that because I cannot see it. I can't see how this person's actions are coming from a place of love. So to me, this is coming through as self. But I want to apply this to everybody as a general reading. And I feel like this can mean that even though, like, we're all going through our own things. And so sometimes we just have to realize that the actions that other people take might not be in alignment with how we see the world. However, it's coming through and they're working through their own thing. So it's understanding that they are coming from a place of love, even if it is not from a place of our own understanding. And of course, that's something that I obviously need to understand myself. But what I want to do is kind of represent this, like, I understand how hard that can be when someone really is acting in a certain way. So this month is a time of healing for us. I'm definitely getting this sense coming through. It is a very healing time. So we have energy healing and we have pay attention to your dreams. Now I cannot remember because I've been going through COVID. I know that currently something is retrograding at the moment. And it is bringing things to the surface, and it's a time of heightened sense of dreams. It could even be the new moon in Cancer that's doing this, but my head's been a little bit all over the place with COVID, so my astrology is not on top at the moment, but I do know that it is a time to pay attention to your dreams. So the fact that this card has come through is not surprising to me. So energy healing work is a card of getting energy healing work. So this could be literally, starting to meditate, paying attention to what our body is requesting. This could be alone time. This could be going and getting a massage. This is taking time to heal our energy. And something here is definitely pointing out that that is what we need. This is a time of healing for us, Taurus. Ask Archangel Michael to help you with the situation is the last card. It is reversed, so pay attention. Now this card is basically also insinuating, that there is divine guidance there for us and to reach on it. Have faith. So trust in your spirit guides, trust in your help, that if you need them, they are there for you and to call out. I do also read this card as there are a world of support around us, a world of wisdom, and that if you are feeling lost and stuck, is to lean on others to help you through that, and that is what this card is. I always find when I do these readings with my Archangel Michael cards, or any reading in general actually, that the last card sums up the whole thing, and I feel like at the moment we are really going through a transition where support and wisdom of others can be really beneficial, so definitely reach out for that. I do feel like there is support out there for us and that we do need it during this time. So don't feel afraid to do that. I'm being drawn back to make a commitment. So make a commitment to reach out and get the resources that you need. I definitely feel like that's a message for myself, so I can definitely apply that to my July. So thank you so much, Taurus. I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry about the interruptions in there. I think there's a part I need to cut out. Hopefully this reads well. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next month, Taurus.